Thank you. The specifics are in your packet. I don't want to go through them all, but I want to give you two quick examples of the things that we've been doing. Can you imagine if there was a law in New Jersey in which your child or your grandchild happened to be in a car with some other kids who had an open beer bottle, or was at a party where the music was too loud, and suburban law enforcement was called down and they overreacted and they just brought everybody into the station, arrested all the kids, and then called the parents, etc. Before you get there, no parents are there. Your kid's taken into a conference room, there's 2 or 3 law enforcement officers standing around your child, and they say, give me a tissue sample so we can put your DNA into a database. Forever. It's not getting out. Law enforcement database. Which, by the way, can then go to any other law enforcement agency in the United States, possibly the world, other countries that have treaties with us for law enforcement and terrorism and so forth. And your child starts to cry. Your child pulls back and won't communicate with the cops, certainly won't cooperate. Won't say yes, won't say no, wants the mommy, etc. Do you know what that is? That's a 4th-degree crime. Literally. The minor is now guilty of a 4th-degree crime because having been arrested, having been asked for the tissue sample, they didn't say yes, that's all you need. Done. No parents involved, no adult supervision, just the child didn't give the tissue sample. It is a 4th-degree crime. Now, can you imagine if that were the law in New Jersey? It is. It is the law in New Jersey. And the reason why it sounds so crazy when I say it that way is because I'm not saying it as, what if some black kid in Newark who's a predator, who happens to be a minor in quotes, gets arrested and the cop wants to get a DNA sample so he can find out later when the kid obviously is going to do something else, etc. And all of a sudden it begins to come together. And you can sort of see how this kind of law would be totally under the radar. So no one knows about it. It's already implemented. So we, the Legal Advocacy Project, decided we're going to put in comments to the regulations that were implementing this law. And we objected to it. It's in your packet. You'll see what we said. You know, if the kid is found not guilty, you should get it out of the database. If the kid's found not guilty, there should be an automatic expungement. I mean, a bunch of different things. ACLU put in their comments as well. Yesterday, I checked with the Attorney General's office to see how many people or institutions had put in comments about this insane law and regulation, because now the comment period's over. And you know how many put in comments? 2, ACLU and us. And that's why we have a Legal Advocacy Project, and that's why we have UULMNJ, because there's a bunch of these things. You want to see the laws and regulations that are passing under the radar screen, just throw a rock in any direction. It's all over. That's number one. Number 2 is that, many of you probably do know this, the entire regulatory scheme for fair housing in New Jersey collapsed. Basically, the administration refused to enforce the regulatory scheme. They just wouldn't implement the regulations. And it got to a point where the Supreme Court of New Jersey literally had to step in and, believe it or not, take over the regulation themselves, which is an incredible thing. Very extreme. In addition, the reason why it involves us is that the Supreme Court said in its opinion, which was only a couple of months ago, that they wanted organizations that were advocating for reform and advocating for social justice in regard to fair housing, for the dispossessed and so forth, to literally involve themselves in the regulation because the Supreme Court can't do it itself. So they invited organizations such as the notable one is Fair Share Housing, but also us through them to get involved in advocating for this. So where we are now is that I'm going to give a presentation at the Economic Justice Task Force during the breakout session about how you can help us, how UULMNJ can do this. You don't need to be a lawyer. We're not looking for lawyers. We're looking for someone who will get up at a town meeting and put it to the mayor and the town council as to why they're not doing their fair share in their community. We're looking for people who are architects, engineers, planners, If there are lawyers, that'll help as well, but it's not necessary. And if you're interested in this, we can literally create a hub here at UULMNJ to help implement this final opportunity, essentially, to break through the problem of racially disparate and class disparate housing in New Jersey. So I hope to see you there. Thank you.